Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are solving another code challenge from Leetcode. It's another easy one, and I think this one I will actually solve it in two different ways because it's good to see how you can solve a problem in different ways, and I'm repeating myself now. So let's just start the challenge. It's called find smallest letter greater than target, and they say given a list of sorted characters. And guys, remember, when you're reading a challenge you have to make sure you read everything, because here if you read just given a list of sorted characters and you don't realize that they say that it's sorted already, you would think that it's just a list of characters in any order. So basically they say given a list of sorted character letters, and usually when they say sorted it means in ascending orders. At least that's what I found it to be. Containing only lowercase letter and given a target letter find the smallest element in the list that is larger than the given target. So what they say by the smallest element in the list that is larger than the given target, because the the list is already sorted, it means while you're looping through the array, compare each element to the given target, and the first one that you find that is larger than the given target, and then that's the smallest in the list that is larger than the given target, because the list is already sorted. You don't have to like kind of sort it, right? They also say letters also wrap around. For example, if the target is Z and letters equal AB, the answer is A. And why is the answer A? Because Z, for example, is the last letter in the alphabet, right? So A would be the first one that is larger than it because they wrap around, right? So they show some letters like CFG, target A, and the first one that is larger than A is C, because C is the first one that is larger than A in the alphabet, and so on, right? So let's copy the starting function, and I will solve it in one way and then we'll solve it in another way. I was actually trying some stuff there before just to make sure that I don't mess up in the video. I'm gonna admit that. But yeah, so what we're going to say, we're going to make a loop, and we're going to make a for of loop where we say for letter, and remember you can name this anything, but we're gonna name it letter because it makes sense, letter of letters. And when you do a loop like this, basically this loop will put in letter all the elements of the array one by one. And remember, you can name this anything. You can name it word, but it's a letter, so it wouldn't make sense. But it's good to know that you can name it anything, but the way you name it, that's how you should use it in the loop, right? So we're going to say, basically what we need to look is if letter is higher than the target, then we want to return the letter, right? So what that means is it's going to check all the elements one by one starting from the beginning against the target. If the letter is higher than the target, then it will just return the letter. And when you use a return inside the function, once you use the return, it won't do any more of the loop. It will basically just return out of the function with the value that you give it. So if it finds a value, the first value that it finds that is higher than the target, is gonna return it immediately. If this for loop is finished, so basically it goes through all of them, and it doesn't find the element that is largest than target, then that element would actually be the first element in the array, right? because they say here letters also wrap around, right? So here we will just return, if it didn't return anything yet, we will return letters of 0, right? So let's try this one out. Run code and submit. Okay, and let's show one more different way. Another thing you would be able to do is first find the index of the first one that is higher than the target. So you would say const index of largest first index of first largest, I don't know, give it what name you want, equals, and you will say letters, and then you will say find index. You will use, and if you don't know the method find index on array, I do have a video that basically explains the difference between find index and index of, and I will link it here. You can learn more about these methods there, but for now I will just say letters find index, and then I will say letter, and basically is going to return the index of the first one that meets the, that for which this condition is true, letter is higher than target. So here it will return the basically the index of the first one that meets that condition. Now if there is no element that meets that condition in the array, if it didn't find any, this will be -1. That's how the function works. If it doesn't find an element that meets the function condition, right, if the condition doesn't return true for any of the elements, then it will return -1. So what we're going to say, we're going to say return we're going to return basically letters, and we will say index. Here we use a ternary operator. If you don't know how to use a ternary operator, ternary operators are very useful, so you should know how to use them. I will link here a video that I made about the ternary operator, and you should go watch it now if you don't know how to use it. And in here I'm basically returning an element from letters that meets that condition, and the way I will say it, I will say letters of the index that it found. I will say if this index equals to -1, it means it didn't find any, so then we should return letters of 0. So then I'm putting here 0. But if it does find, if this is not -1, then we want to return letters of index of first largest, right? So basically if it does find 1 and this is not -1, then we will return letters of index of first largest, which is the index of the element that it found. But if this is -1, then we return letters of 0. So let's try this out as well. Run code and submit. And for some reason, if you look at this way of solving it is way faster than the other one, but I'm really not sure why, to be honest, because that one is just a loop as well, and it basically just goes immediately out of the function if he doesn't find it. And this one, it doesn't seem to be doing any different, so I don't know exactly how this method run faster. If any of you guys that watching kind of have any idea, please let me know. But if you know why that is faster, you would probably not watching this video because you would be more advanced than me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did learn something, please give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.